Hey guys, it's day 173 of startups. So, as we go deeper into the startup, we are noticing that we picked up a lot of bad habits from our previous jobs that we are now trying to unlearn. So, yes, before doing the job, we were in the startup, so we were very fast, efficient. But of course, when we joined the job in the initial days, we were recognized in the job a lot because of that habit of achieving things fast. But as time grew on, we went slowed, we became slower and we became complacent. So I think that is a difference. When you're in a job, you really do not care about the overall outcome. All you care about from day to day, keeping your bosses happy. But in startup, all that matters is the end result, that one result in the end, and everything is tied back to that. And there's no boss to make happy on a day-to-day basis. All that matters is that you achieve your end goal. So yeah, all the bad habits that I'm going to tell next are actually stem from that same problem, not caring enough, that happens in the corporate environment. So number one problem is confusing activity for productivity. So we have all done this in the jobs, that we have so many small tickets. So in my job when I was doing, there was a Jira kind of a ticket management system, a workflow project management system, where the managers will create a number of tickets. Tickets are just a small subtasks, and there will be a number given to that subtask, and then we'll pick up these tickets and finish some 3 or 4 or 5 tickets every day, and slowly we'll finish up the tickets and we'll say, oh, we have done 25 tickets in this week. So this whole ticketing system, we often pick up the smaller, easier tickets just to get the numbers up, divide the big tickets into smaller tickets so that we can have more of these tickets closed. But I really hate that in startup environment. Often what happens is that in startup, we end up doing these small tasks, and at the end of the week or 2 weeks, I see that of course, yeah, a lot of small things got done, but the startup did not move really anywhere. And what I mean by moving is like the things that can make a startup fail are still at the same place. So I really want, and what I really need to do, and me and my co-founder need to do in startup environment, is just pick up the biggest, hairiest, scariest monsters, the ones, the biggest threats, the biggest problems in the startup that can really, if unsolved, can break the startup, the product itself, and just pick them up, take whatever time it takes, but finish them first. So yeah, no avoiding the difficult tasks, just go with it. That's number one thing to remember. So number two problem is, okay, what is that? Not being thorough. Like what, when we're in a job, we often do something, like let's say for a day, then next day we show it to our boss, then he gives some feedback, then we go back and do the changes, then we come back again, and this is a slow process where the product evolves. But in startup, I think we really need to speed up this process by just being thorough in the first go. Like I do not really like me and my co-founder doing back and forth with each other. So if my co-founder makes something and I give him feedback, and then he comes back and makes changes to it, it's, I just want my co-founder to be thorough, and he wants same from me. Like we need to ourselves be a very strong critical judge and really make things end in the first go, instead of wasting time, wasting multiple days in this back and forth. Another problem is giving up too easily. So yeah, when we are in a job, we can just say, hey, I found out, I searched on all these forums and nobody knows really the answer to this problem. It's really a hard one. Or maybe we can say that, hey, this problem is not really an application level problem, but it's a driver level issue. We have to go to the driver level to solve it. And I'm not really an expert on making drivers. I'm just a Java programmer. How can I do that? And yeah, the bosses will accept that. They will say, yeah, for sure, we need to get someone who knows about drivers, and we'll hire them, or freelance, hire them as a contractor and give this work to them, and it will be off our plate. But in startup, I think this attitude will not work at all. Whatever is the issue, we have to just hold that issue and solve it, regardless of what expertise is required. Go learn whatever, just finish the task. Because if you do not do that, then zero. Okay. And another thing that I notice as a problem when you're working in a startup is not accepting your own limits, and because of that, creating false statements, false knowledge base in the startup. So this is sort of opposite to what I just said before, where I said don't have any limits when you are working on a startup. Just come with a mindset that you can do anything. But this in this one, I'm trying to say is that accept the limits. If you're not able to solve something, don't say that, hey, this is not solvable. Okay. So often in a company, you can just say to a manager, hey, this is not solvable, and and the manager will accept as you as an expert. And probably because we want to preserve our expertise, we never say that, hey, this is too difficult for me to solve, instead of saying that, hey, this is unsolvable. But in startup, I really like me and my co-founder to say that, hey, this problem is probably solvable, but at this point, with this current knowledge that I'm having, I cannot solve it. I can actually learn more about the drivers, and it will take another month. So so that's why I'm actually deprioritizing it right now. And of course, someone smarter could do it. So why this is important is that, yes, today only two people we are doing the startup, so it's fine. But all these decisions, supposing my co-founder was doing one of these tasks, and if he just tells this thing that is unsolvable and it feeds in my brain, it feeds in the company's knowledge base, so no, even in the future when smarter people will come, they will think that this is unsolvable. But if we just say that, okay, this was a temporary decision because of our own limitations, in understanding the AI, let's say, or the drivers, we were not able to solve it, but it is an open problem. Maybe a smarter person will come in future and solve this for us. So anyways, that's it for today. Take care.